Hello friends, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn part 2 of chapter number 2 of 12th OCM Principles of Management. In the first part of the video, we have studied about the principles of management, the management gurus, and the most important thoughts of management. There were four parts of thoughts of management: classical theory, neoclassical theory, thoughts related to behavior, and thoughts on modern management. Today we are going to start with Frederick Taylor's principle of scientific management. So what is this? Let us check. Mostly a business unit is divided into two parts, that is owner and workers. Owner means managers, while the main objective of them is to optimization of profit and wealth at minimal cost. On the other hand, the main aim of workers or employees is to see or is to gain higher wages and job satisfaction. Higher wages and job satisfaction. So these contrasting aims create bipolar conflicting situation between the owners and the workers. In such situation, it is difficult to maintain harmony between these two groups of people as per traditional methods. So as per traditional methods, if we go for traditional methods, generally harmony cannot be created between workers and owners or managers. So as per traditional methods, the workers were asked to work maximum without any major benefits. Worker had no voice of them. What were traditional methods? That workers have to work very hard, work very maximum, and no other major benefits will be given to them. No voice of the workers will be heard. They had to simply follow what was told to do them in whatever manner. Whatever manager has said, in whatever manner he has said, they have to follow them. Frederick Taylor challenges this traditional method and presented a new concept with scientific approach instead of rule of thumb. This process was known as rule of thumb, and instead of rule of thumbs, Frederick Taylor come up with new scientific management, scientific approach, and that was known as concept. That concept of management that Frederick Taylor gave was known as scientific management. Before coming across the definition of scientific management, let us understand rule of thumb properly. What is rule of thumb? Under traditional management, the owner of dominated the workers. The workers were asked to do maximum work without giving them any major benefit. We read earlier only. Workers had no voice of their own. They had to simply follow what was told to do in whatever manner. The order given by the owners and managers were the rule of thumb against which the workers had no say. See, rule of thumb is, you have already studied the rule of thumbs in the previous science classes. Rule of thumbs is like this. So whatever the thumb says, all the employees, all the workers have to follow it. Whatever the thumb says, that is manager or owner, all the employees, all the workers working beyond them or under them have to follow. That was under the traditional method. Now coming to definition. Now Frederick Taylor defines scientific management as knowing exactly what you want your men to do and then to see it that they do it in the best and cheapest way. See, knowing exactly what you want, what we want from our employees, we should know that exactly, and then we should take care of it that it is done in the best and cheapest way scientifically. So that is scientific management. Scientific management is a mental revolution favoring employees of factory. It do favor employees of a factory. It focuses on tasks and duties of employees, their colleagues and owners. And Taylor suggested following things to be adopted for scientific management. He suggested three things: that each worker should be assigned work as per his mental and physical ability. Don't allot same work to each and every worker. Allot them work, assign them work as per their mental and physical ability. Each worker should be instructed to perform maximum work as per category. Divide the workers in the categories and ask all the workers to do maximum work as per the categories. And a worker working efficiently and rapidly should be paid 30% to 100% more wages. That extra wages should be paid to more efficient workers, so it will motivate other workers to do good. Clear? Now what were the principles of scientific management? There were 8 principles. First one is scientific method. To do work, scientific methods should be adopted, abandoning traditional methods. We have seen there that we have to abandon traditional methods and adopt scientific methods, thinking how best work can be done by analyzing work scientifically. Scientifically we have to analyze the work and then we have to do the work scientifically. Next is planning and implementation. Instead of workers doing planning and implementation, it should be expert like make planning and workers implement. Earlier in traditional methods, what were done? Owners tell them to do the work, then worker have to plan and worker have to do. But what Taylor asked the managers to plan for it, and the workers will implement it, because the workers are those who are good in implementation but not good in planning. Job analysis. Job analysis is the best way to get work done speedily with lower cost. Increased productivity can reduce cost of production after studying time study, motion study as well as fatigue study. Means analyzing the job, how the job is done, where is the wastage of resources there, where is the wastage of time. So with this we can come to the work done speedily with lower cost. Next is standardization. Standardization and simplicity are scientific process which should be done in advance. It can be done for equipment, time and work environment, resources, etc. A standard should be set, a benchmark should be set, so quality of products or the degradation of work is not done. Next is scientific selection and training. The selection of workers should be done appropriately and scientifically, not randomly any worker to be selected for any kind of work. For selection, scientific standards and benchmark like education of employees, skills, guards, physical strength if needed, training etc. should be considered, and various scientific tests should be designed and used to know their work interest. Clear? Next is financial motivation. Skilled workers should be given financial and other kind of motivations. Different kind of motivated wage scheme have been recommended for the motivating employees. Means skilled workers are there. They should be given financial and other kind of motivation, so it would motivate them to work regularly, efficiently, as well as other employees will be seeing towards them and working properly. Then comes economical measures. During the implementation of scientific management, scientific and technical base are not only considered but emphasize on low production cost is also there. If focus on derivation, if there occurs deviation in the estimation of cost, their implementation, then corrective action should be taken. If it is not as per planning, corrective action can be taken. And last is mental revolution. There should be mental revolution for achievement between owners and workers. Mental revolution reduce stress between owners and workers, and achievement of goal becomes easy. So these were the 8 principles, scientific principles of management. Then comes the techniques of scientific principles of scientific management. There were 3 techniques: time study, motion study and differential wage rate study. First we'll see about the time study. Now what is time study? Time study means scientific study being done for estimating the time required to complete a certain part of task. Whatever time is decided to finish this work in normal circumstances is called standard time. As per Taylor, a task should be finished within standardized time. A task should be finished within standardized time, and study is very important for making optimum use of production equipment and achieving objectives on stipulated time. So what is basically time studying? Basically time studying is setting a standard time for a particular task or particular product, that this production of this particular article should be done in 30 minutes. So if it is done within 30 minutes, it is well and good. If it is done over 30 minutes, then there is a wastage of time. That wastage of time should be removed. So this can be done through time study only. But for time study, a proper standardization of time, a proper standard time is to be set. It should be not too lengthy or not too short. Proper standard time should be there. Next comes motion study. Motion study means a method of removing wastage of resources due to unnecessary and unproductive movement of man and material. If careful study is made when worker is doing movement at the time of working, then industrial fatigue of workers can be removed by removing wrong process of movement, and productivity can be increased. Motion study is somewhat same like time study. In time study, we remove extra and wastage of time. In motion study, the study is done with the help of video cameras. We keep a watch on the man and material, and the extra and wastage of moving of resources is removed by motion study. Clear? Then comes the third one, differential wage rate study. This was the most unique of it. Differential wage rate system is method of wage payment in which after test standard time for any task is being set. The workers get a high wage rate for completing the job within the allotted time and lower wage rate for completing the job on on the allotted time. Each worker working in the factory has different work efficiency. Considering this fact, efficient workers should get more wages, whereas workers having less efficiency should get lower wages. So what differential wage study is, after setting a standard time, if the work is completed under the standard time or in less than the allotted time for the particular task, then the particular worker is having a good efficiency and he will be paid more wages for that efficiency. If some worker is finishing that work in more time than allotted time, then he will be getting lower wages. So this influence that efficient workers get more wages, workers having less efficiency should get lower wages. Now comes the next main topic, principles of management by Henry Fayol. Now who was Henry Fayol? Henry Fayol was a French engineer and industrialist. He presented his principles in his book named as Industrial and General Management in the year 1916. He gave 14 principles for better management. That 14 principles are very important from the perspectives of boards. And clarification of these 14 principles, he divided the activities of industrial unit into 6 parts. Now with 6 parts, he divided it into 6 parts. First is technical activity. It includes factories, machineries, activities related to production. Then comes commercial activity. It includes activities like purchasing, sales, exchange of units, etc. Financial activities includes procurement of capital, use of capital, fund maintenance, reinvestment. Safety activities include safety of employees, safety of assets, safety of goods, raw materials, etc. Accounting activities, it includes financial statements and procuring necessary statistical analysis. And last is management activities, which includes planning, organizing, directing, coordination, control activities. So that's all for today. In next part, that is third part, we'll be studying those 14 principles of management that is given by Henry Fayol, and the last topic, that is contribution of Peter F. Drucker in the modern management. Thank you. Hope you guys will enjoy this. Happy learning.